Inshallah, from time to time, I would also be adding an advice column. I'll call the advice column your inner light, hence the light and the plant. So today's session on inner light, your inner light, has to do with blooming where you're planted. That's a very catchy phrase. Bloom where you're planted. Now, some of us may not be as privileged. In fact, definitely, some of us are not as privileged as others. You may only be able to afford to live in a self-contained. You may only be able to live in a room, or you may live in a mansion. But wherever Allah has decreed for you to be, you can still make it as beautiful as you can. And the most beautiful thing that you can do to a home, to make that home a place of sakina and serenity, is cleanliness. Just make sure that your space is clean. Even if you don't have money to purchase things to decorate or do anything, make sure it's clean. That's one. And number two, ensure that you do not fill your space with things that will only take away from you. Psychologically, if you stay in a home that is filled with clutter, it will drain the energy out of you. So just ensure, look around your home. The things that I have in this home, do I need them? Are they not taking up unnecessary real estate, unnecessary space in my home? If they are, and you don't need them, please give them out to others that do. Please do not keep them in your home. So be contented, be happy. Wherever you are, whatever home your husband can afford, I can assure you, you can keep it clean. Or you can make it as beautiful as you can within your budget. Everything doesn't have to be things that are expensive. There's some things that are cheap, but they still look classy and tasteful. So I learned this when I had the opportunity to visit a Syrian family here in UAE. This family were really living, below, in fact, I would say below poverty line. They were not rich or anything like that. They didn't have the best of decorations or anything. But yet, when I entered the home, I felt some sort of serenity, some sort of tranquility. I kept on wondering, what makes this home different? It looked so beautiful. And when I took my time to really observe my surroundings, I noticed that it was very clean, extremely clean, and it wasn't cluttered. So it was, in fact, the house was so beautiful that even I wished I could live in that space. So my dear sisters, do not be deceived and feel like, oh yes, I have to purchase everything in the world, or my husband has to be able to put me in a 2-bedroom flat, a 3-bedroom flat. I'm not saying that that's not good. Yes, one of the things that makes a Muslim happy is a spacious house. We all pray for that. We all aspire for that. But ultimately, our goal is Jannatul Firdaus. So whatever our husbands can afford, wherever they put us in, let us bloom there, just like plants. Wherever you plant, you put a plant in. As long as there is the basic the basic ingredients, the soil, water, air, they are going to bloom. So let's just be like that. Let's use whatever things we have, our basic things that we have in our home, to ensure our home is a place of tranquility and cleanliness. And please do not envy others. That is also very, very important. Do not envy others. Do not say, oh, this Umu's house is so beautiful, or that Umu's house is so beautiful. Be sure that if Allah wanted you to have more than that, He would. Definitely, it's not good for you. That's one. And number two, your house can be as beautiful as that Umu's house if you can keep it clean and clutter-free. So I hope that this advice will be of benefit to all of you, my Muslim sisters. May Allah make it easier. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.